If you've not met me before, my name's Lisa French. I'm a hypnotherapist. I have a part-time office style role and I'm also a crocheter. I've had a lot of new subscribers recently to my channel, so if you are a new subscriber, you are really welcome. Thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel, or perhaps you're a new viewer and you haven't subscribed yet, you're very welcome too. If you haven't subscribed and you're interested in videos about well-being, particularly in relaxation, and there will be some things about crochet because that video went down particularly well, do please subscribe to my channel by clicking the red button below. It's totally free to subscribe. Thank you very much. And if you've been with me for a while, you've watched my videos before, you're also very welcome back. Today's video is about how to modify and adapt online fitness exercise videos. This is particularly inspired by PE with Joe, something that I've been doing. He puts live videos on YouTube and there's a whole range of videos that are on there now which can be accessed at any time, totally free of charge to watch. And as I say, I'm a crocheter. A lot of my activities and hobbies involve sitting down. I like sitting down. However, as we all know, movement is a very important aspect of our well-being, and it's never been more important really. And so what I thought I would do is I'd make a video to explain a bit about how I adapt the online content for exercise and movement for myself, because we're not all super fit. Some of us have more experience than others of doing online activity, exercise, movement, that type of thing. And so I thought I would share what I've done and what I've learnt. One of the reasons, or some of the reasons I thought I would share, is that I'm in my mid-50s. Exercise isn't my thing, and I also have a movement disorder. I have dystonia, and so that impacts me and my ability to move. And as I say, I enjoy sitting down. I like sitting down. I'd be quite happy just sitting down doing my crochet, but as I say, it's something that we all need to do really to maintain our health and be in the best possible health that we can be in. So that was the purpose. And so I'm hoping this video will kind of inspire you and encourage you. Let's get started in terms of ways to kind of adapt, modify and change the online exercises to a way that suits you and is helpful for you and your situation in terms of what I've been doing. So number one is different sections of our body. So some of these things, it's like this, do this with this arm, that with that arm, that with this leg, that with this leg. Whoa. So what I did was start off perhaps sometimes just doing the arm component of the activity, or just the leg component, or if it was something that was way beyond me, I would just do one arm and then the next time perhaps two arms, and gradually build up in that way. So all these points begin with S as it happens, so that's sections of the body. Number two is about seconds, is the S that relates to that. So in PE with Joe, often it's 30 seconds exercise, 30 seconds rest. And you can completely modify that. You can do 15 seconds of exercise, 45 seconds of rest, whatever it is that's going to be most helpful for you. And I literally change on the day depending on how I'm feeling. It's worth bearing in mind to progress and to get results, we do need to put in a bit of effort. But it needs to be within the kind of comfort of your body and your body's capabilities really. So finding that balance is important. But initially for me certainly it was just about actually getting involved and doing it. But as I say, in terms of timing, customize it in a way that suits you. And putting in effort, everything in life takes effort. I mentioned at the start that I'm a crocheter, and in the first lockdown I worked on this project, which is a shawl. It's called Six Wives Shawl. Actually, I completely modified this actually based on the yarn that I had. The pattern was by Emma from Potter and Bloom. The yarn is by Catherine from Crafternoon Treats. It's absolutely beautiful, really lovely to work with. But this took some time and effort, as you can see, to make, because the stitches are tiny, and things that are worthwhile do take a bit of effort. So if we can put effort into our crochet and our crafts, we can put a bit of effort into our activity and movement. So number 3, the next S is smaller. And so it might be a movement of kind of stretching right up and then stretching right down to the ground. That might be too much. And so it might be that you just kind of reach up as far as you can and down as far as you can. Doing a smaller movement, adapting it in that way, is still going to get some benefits. So that's number 3. Number 4, I hope you don't mind me referring to my notes, but I couldn't remember everything. So number 4 is swap. So by that I mean, if the next activity or exercise is something that either you think actually that is just way too much for me, or you don't want to do it, we are in control of these things, you can swap it. Swap it for an activity that you like, your favourite exercise, or perhaps if you do have physiotherapy, which I do for my condition, you could put in one of your own physiotherapy exercises or your favourite exercise. I'll tell you what my favourite exercise is with PE with Joe at the end of the video, so keep watching. Number 5 is speed. So it may be the person you're watching, whether it's Joe Wicks or somebody else or on YouTube or another platform, they might be doing the exercise quite quickly. In fact, it's very likely they are, because that's what they do as a job. It's something they're really passionate about. And so as somebody who likes crafts and sitting down, or perhaps spends a lot of time at a desk at an office or at a home office, we may not be instantly able to keep up with them. So what I would say is it's very important to go at your own speed. When we're watching something, sometimes we do tend to mirror that. So it might be that you need to even look away from the screen and just focus on your own body, listen to your own body, and go at a speed that's comfortable and right for you. With Joe Wicks, he will often say, "Oh, faster, faster." Was it not often? Sometimes he will say, "Faster, faster, faster." He'll say, "Turbo, press the turbo button," things like that. And at the start, and quite often for me now as well, ignore it. Sorry, Joe. But just kind of let that go over you really, because it's very important to do it at your own speed. And yes, over time we will be able to do it faster and quicker, but just focus and go at your own speed. So that's that S. The next S is skip. When I say skip, I'm not talking about the actual skipping. It might be that one exercise you just want to skip it, not do it. Perhaps just take a break, or just sit that one out. Over time your speed and stamina will increase. So the next one, number 7, is step. And the context of this is that in PE with Joe, and I'm guessing other things as well, there's sometimes where it's required that you jump. Now, some people can jump, some people can't. At the moment, I'm not really able to jump. I've got neurological problems with my feet, and just jumping's not my thing. But I'm hoping I might be able to build up to that. And so the alternative for me is to step. or actually to stay static, or actually bend the knees, because then you are getting a bit of activity, but not trying to jump when your feet really don't do that. So that's that one. So the next one, 8, support. So it might be that the use of a chair to lean on, or a wall, or perhaps sit down for an exercise that others are standing. So just, yeah, a way of modifying again, but of course always being very careful when you do that. So that's that one. So number 9 is self-talk. Very, very important. Try and avoid things that, for example, the kind of thing I might say is, I hate exercise. I don't like that word. It was one of the things which I was thinking when I was planning this video. And come up with a phrase for yourself which is really positive and that you can use to replace any negative thoughts that might kind of appear in your mind, or don't really appear in your mind, or maybe they do. But so, for example, for me, it could be something like, I enjoy PE with Joe. It keeps me strong and healthy. So repeating that to myself, if I start thinking, oh, I hate exercise, this isn't my thing, which I think I've probably said in this video, it's replacing it with a phrase like that. And it might take a bit of time to come up with a phrase that's right for you, but using really positive language, active language, can really change things, quite a game changer, and something that I use a technique I use when I'm working with people with my hypnotherapy, and also use myself as well, because it's so helpful and beneficial, and thoughts that are unhelpful can happen. You know, they happen to all of us. So that's that one. So the next one, going over the page now. Oh, actually, just while I'm doing that, if you enjoy my videos and you want to support me, there is a quick and easy way. You could buy me what's called a Ko-fi, if you're familiar with that. Or it's like buying a coffee. It's £3 in UK currency. I'll put the link below, but if you are enjoying the videos, I don't make any money out of the videos, but it's just a way of supporting me and letting me know as well that you're enjoying my videos. So the link below, there's no obligation or expectation to do that at all, but if it is something that you feel you'd like to do, then that would be lovely. So that's that one. So the next one, number 10, S for stop. You can stop at any time. So, and when I put stop, you can either stop the video, or you can just stop your active part in it and maybe just watch for a while, observe for a while, and then join back in again when you feel ready. Or if you kind of stop or pause the video, again, you can just restart it when you're ready. So that's number 10. Number 11, simulate. This is a very interesting one. There's a lot of evidence, and there's been some research using functional MRI scanners, that actually if we imagine ourselves doing an activity and develop those pathways in our brain, that can really then help us do that activity. And our brain doesn't really differentiate between the two. It's not actually that sophisticated. So if something is too much for you, or you're not quite able to do something at a particular point in time, if you just imagine that you are doing that, that can have a helpful and beneficial effect in terms of you being able to do that at some point in the future. So a way of simulating the activity by imagining that you are doing it in your mind. This one, I would say, if you have had significant mental health conditions in the past, or you're currently experiencing a mental health condition, this may not be suitable for you, so do just bear that in mind. But that's a very interesting one, I think. Anyway, so number 12, set and forget. So once we've made a decision for something, it's in our diary, it's in our mind, then we don't need to be thinking about it, we don't need to be worrying about it, or trying to make a decision as to when is best to do your activity and do your online exercise. So what I would suggest is that you plan in advance when in the day be suitable for you, the best time, based on your fatigue levels, your energy levels. Some of us are morning larks, some of us are evening owls. So work out what's going to be best for you. It might be that your kind of routine isn't the same every day, so there might be some adaptation needed there, but that's the set and forget, that's the idea. And the idea is that when new habits and routines become part, well, I said that a bit wrong. When we're starting something new, the idea is for that to become a habit and part of our routine. And so something we don't even really need to think about, a bit like brushing our teeth, we just do it automatically. So that's always a good point to aim for. And sometimes it can take a while to do that. And I think self-love, kind of compassion, if we don't do it on one day or 1 week, that's okay. The important thing is to get back to it as soon as we've become aware that a helpful habit has slipped from our routine. So not many of us have problem fitting in our crochet time, do we? Or our craft time. And so it's, just thought I'd mention that because I know I have got a lot of crocheters and crafters that are watching my videos. So number 13, I couldn't think of an S for this one. It's about frequency. So it might be that at the start you perhaps do this once a week or twice a week and build up. It's entirely individual. That's the great thing about all this online content. PE with Jo, there's some live sessions, but then they're recorded, they're on the YouTube channel, and you can watch them whenever you like. So set a frequency that is achievable and realistic for you, and gradually build up if that's something that you feel that you'd like to do. So that's that one. The next one, 14, I was back to the S's, site, S-I-T-E. So the location in your home that you're going to do your online activity and exercise. A space, you need a bit of space. You don't need a huge amount of space actually, but you do need a little bit of space. And the space that's always available, I think these kind of things, it's helpful to make it as easy as we possibly can for ourselves to do it without putting any barriers in the way. Whether that's a physical barrier, if there's things that you need to move before starting your exercise, that potentially will make it more difficult to get started. So ideally, identify a space that's appropriate where you can have your laptop, the screen, and hear and see the video. The other thing that I do, though I think this is another S further down, but anyway, I'll mention it now, is that I keep, I'm just going to get it out here. I keep my yoga mat stored underneath my sofa, which is right next to the area where I do my activity. A yoga mat of a colour that you like, probably make the experience more enjoyable. That sounds a bit crazy in time of pandemic, doesn't it? But anyway, that's how it was when I bought this yoga mat. I picked a colour that I liked. So that's that. Again, making it really easy for you. The only other thing that you need really is a glass of water to hand or a bottle of water. The next S is stars. So about tracking, recording what you've done, because often we focus on what we haven't done, and it's nice. I think it's helpful and it's encouraging to have some kind of record and know what it is that we've done. So PE with Jo, gold stars and school, that's what I was thinking of. And there's all sorts of different ways of tracking. Might be that you've got a Fitbit, perhaps a bullet journal, habit trackers, a whole range of different things. And if that's your kind of thing, I'd really encourage you to track what it is that you're doing. So that's that one, S for star. So number 16, this is going on a bit, isn't it? I hope you're still finding it helpful and beneficial, and if you're still with me, well done. This is a bit like a marathon in itself, isn't it? So number 16. Oh, I said I would tell you my favourite exercise as we got towards the end. And my favourite exercise, which is a thing on PE with Joe, is sit and chill. And it's exactly that. So when it's the 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 30 seconds of sitting and chilling. And that can be put in at any time for any of the exercises. If you feel that you need an extra rest, sit and chill. If you've got a favourite exercise from Joe Wicks, please comment below. I'd love to hear what your favourite one is. A lot of his ones are kind of activity themed, or kind of climbing a ladder, or animals, duck walk, Superman lunge, or Spider-Man lunge, all sorts of different things, which I find it makes it more interesting and more enjoyable. And we're all different in terms of what we find interesting, but really for me, yeah, that's definitely a lot more engaging than some of the more kind of like hardcore pure exercise things, which just have never appealed to me in the past, whereas this really does capture my imagination, and I do genuinely enjoy it, which is why I'm making this video. So number 18 is about sustaining the activity, sustaining the habit. And I did touch on this before actually. Sometimes life gets in the way. Perhaps we're not feeling it one day, and if we do miss a day, or we miss our usual regular slot that we're planning on doing some activity, what I would say is just start again as soon as you can. Don't keep dwelling on the past and the fact that perhaps you've missed a few days or a few weeks, because that's happened to me. Sometimes I've not done it for a few weeks, and then I've thought, right, I'm going to get back on it. So I think that's really important. A habit, a routine that you can sustain, that is where the transformation is going to take place, and how you're going to get most benefits, really. So that's that one. And then, my final one, we were closer to the end than I'd realised. My final one is S for sit. I started saying that I enjoyed sitting, hobbies and activities that involve sitting, crocheting I'm particularly keen on, and my work involves sitting. Both my jobs involve sitting. So what I feel is that actually at the end you may well want to have a sit down and a rest. But actually I have to say, what I have found with PE with Joe, it is actually really quite energising, and it does really enhance your mood. It lifts your mood. You feel really good, you feel happier, you feel brighter, you feel more positive. And actually when I finish, I am able to kind of carry on with my day and approach my day feeling good. So although I've put 19 sit, as I say, I don't find that particularly necessary. And I think in a way that's probably the kind of a reflection on doing it to the right level for you, which again is ultimately where I started this video, to say that, yeah, these things can be adapted to any level of activity. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you are still with me after all those stages, all those steps and all those S's, in the way that I have found I've been able to modify and adapt PE with Joe in a way that's made me fitter, stronger, find it a lot easier to reach up and get things out of cupboards, get my yoga mat stored under the sofa and things like that. It really does make a difference. It doesn't actually take that many days to notice those differences in your everyday life. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.